working on anyway. So when she gets like this, I'm turning her around and just asking her to sit, just like this. Good girl. Okay, eat your toy. So that she doesn't get in the habit of just mauling. Good girl. Good girl. And fortunately, she's little enough that we can just, good. It's not hard, it's just gentle. Good girl. I know. It's hard being a baby. All right, and then we're gonna redirect as quickly as possible. Eat it. Kimber, come. Yes. Good girl. So practicing or warming up with short little come cues like I just did there. Kimber, come. Oh my gosh, come here. Yes, good girl. Just make it fun, help her understand what we're getting ready to do. Kimber, come. Yes, good girl. All right, so we started leave it, and so I'm gonna take a small, free lunch, a small amount of treats in my hand, so I have Fresh Pet and her food combined. The rest that I'm holding on to, I'm gonna put behind my back, and I'm gonna show them to her and present yes. I'm not saying leave it yet because I want a particular behavior. I actually want her to pull away from my hand and then look at me. And so that's what I want the cue leave it to be. So, present. Kimber, look. Yes. So I used, instead of feeding from the same hand, which you can do eventually, I just wanted to be very clear that I am taking the treat out of the hand that I'm asking her to leave and giving it to her. Yes. Yes, good girl. Good girl. So her licking and just mauling my hand very gently and lovingly is another reason I'm not giving the leave it cue yet, because I don't want any of that behavior associated with leave it. So, Kimber. I missed it. Look. Kimber, look. Yes, good girl. All right, so when you can present your hand 4 times out of 4 and she looks at it and gives you the look like really this game and just leaves it alone, then you can add the cue leave it. All right, so the other thing we were working on this week is getting her to touch. So this will be part of the bell exercise or ringing the bell. And so Cookie goes between my fingers. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right here. I'm going to put it in front of her nose. If I have her attention. I want a flat hand. Yes. All right, switch hands. We want her to kind of walk to it. And we want her to put her nose on it. Yes. Good girl. Nose on it. Nose on our hand. Good girl. Yes. Good girl. So very quickly we will be able to add the cue touch. Touch. Yes. Good girl. And she's doing a great job bumping her nose. She has a nice strong touch. Okay, so now I'm going to do it without a cookie in my fingers, but I'm going to be ready to reward her as soon as her nose hits my hand. Yes. Good girl. Oh, you are so smart. Yes, good girl. Yay. Touch. Yes. Good girl. Yay. So the point with that is to get her to come to you with the touch cue. Yes, good girl. Put her nose gently on your hand as opposed to all teeth coming. And just teaching her to go to your hands, we can do a bunch of stuff with later on in her training. So the other thing that we worked on is just getting her into heel position. And so when we go for walks, I say, let's go, and I lure her behind me, yep, and she already knows this, and turns around, and then we go, let's go, take a couple steps, yes. And I always want to reward by my side that I want her to walk on. So I've been working with her on my left side. Kimber, let's go, girl. Yes, let's go, yes. Good girl. Okay, so she's doing great in here. No distraction. When we go outside, I do a lot of Kimber, let's go, and she just turns around, gets a treat by my side, and then she takes off. So I maybe do that 3-4 times. Try and capture her walking beside me before she takes off, and mark it with a yes. If she wants a cookie, great. If not, no worries. So I maybe do that for 30 seconds, and then I just say, go sniff, and she gets to be a wild puppy for a little while, and then we come back to getting her to walk at our side. Us walking and the dogs being beside us all the time is super boring. You know, from watching nose work and whatnot, their noses go to the ground. That's what they're meant to do, or what they want to do. And so we want to make walking beside us a little more fun right now, and we'll get more serious as she gets older. Kimber, good girl. All right, let's go. Atta girl. So if she's lost in a sniff, we're just going to move her from the sniff. What did you find? What did you find? Yeah, okay, ready? Let's go. Yes, good girl. Let's go. Kimber, yes. Good girl. And my cats have been scratching up the mats, and so she's got blue mat on her nose. Kimber, look. Yes, good girl. Kimber. Yes, good girl. So always opportunity to practice her name and getting her to pay attention. So the last thing we worked on, she's got blue mat everywhere, is go lay down. Since she's got down pretty well. So you need a mat that is going to be dedicated for this. We're going to throw it on the ground. Yes. She's got the idea. Good girl. So she gets on, and we're going to say, up. Good girl, up. Yes, good girl. When she's on the mat, the cookie goes on the mat versus into her mouth. Good girl. Ready? Up. Yes, good girl. Then we're going to go back to the mat. Yes, good girl. This time, while she is getting the treat, I'm just going to gently lure her into the down position. Kimber, up. Yes, good girl. Good girl. Yes. Atta girl. Yay, awesome. You are awesome. Okay, good girl. Get your tour. And head back. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You gotta do this. So when you're done, make sure you pick up the mat, because it only is magical as long as she gets rewarded while she is on it. Oh, girl. And don't forget to play.